just when it seemed Lando Norris might catch a break, the Qatar Grand Prix served another cruel twist. A 10-second stop-go penalty turned what could have been a race to remember into one he'd rather forget. In an instant, Norris went from being a podium contender to fighting for scraps at the back of the grid, the offense, failing to slow down for yellow flags, a mistake that left stewards no choice but to act. But this wasn't just a personal blow, it was a dent in McLaren's fierce battle with Ferrari in the Constructors Championship, and a harsh reminder that in Formula One, the smallest error can have massive consequences. But what if the penalty wasn't the worst of it? As the fallout from the Qatar GP continues to unfold, it seems there's more trouble brewing for Norris and McLaren. How much more bad news can Norris take before his luck turns around? The FIA's decision to penalise Norris reflects its commitment to maintaining safety and fairness in the sport. However, it also raises questions about the consistency and timing of such penalties, especially in a season where multiple drivers have expressed concerns over the governing body's decisions. The Qatar Grand Prix took an unexpected turn when a side mirror detached from a car, landing squarely on the main straight. Despite the evident danger, the FIA hesitated to deploy a safety car, leaving drivers to navigate the perilous debris for several laps. The situation worsened when Valtteri Bottas ran over the mirror, shattering it into sharper fragments that scattered across the track. Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz both fell victim to front left punctures, leaving them limping back to the pits in a scene that resembled wounded gladiators retreating from battle. Finally, the FIA decided to act, bringing out the safety car, far too late to prevent the damage done. The delayed response sparked a fiery backlash from fans, drivers, and pundits alike, with criticism raining down faster than a pit stop gone wrong. Lewis Hamilton's hopes for a top 10 finish deflated almost as quickly as his tyre. Crawling back to the pits on a damaged car, his frustration was evident, not just in his pace but in his voice over the team radio. "Trust me to have this luck," he muttered, a mix of exasperation and resignation from a 7-time world champion unaccustomed to such relentless misfortune. The incident dealt a crushing blow to Hamilton's race, but more significantly, it added another layer of disappointment to what has already been a season of struggles. The damage to his car's floor left him limping through the remainder of the race, any chance of points fading with every agonising lap. By the time the checkered flag waved, Hamilton was far outside the top 10, marking yet another bitter chapter in a campaign that feels more like a test of endurance than a championship bid. Carlos Sainz wasn't spared from the chaos either, as the rogue debris took out his front left tyre in brutal fashion. However, unlike some, the Spaniard turned calamity into a calculated recovery. Keeping his cool amidst the chaos, Sainz capitalised on the eventual safety car, timing his pit stop to perfection and clawing back lost ground. By the race's end, Sainz crossed the line in 6th, a finish that, while far from ideal, still carried weight in the broader context. Those salvaged points proved crucial for Ferrari, as they remain locked in a fierce battle with McLaren in the Constructors Championship. In a race marred by misfortune, Sainz's resilience stood out, a testament to his knack for squeezing something out of even the toughest situations. Adding to the drama, McLaren's Lando Norris received a 10-second stop-go penalty for failing to slow down under yellow flags, a sanction that dashed his hopes of a podium finish. The penalty was imposed after Max Verstappen reported over team radio that Norris had gained on him in the first sector, despite the caution flags. This incident not only affected Norris's race, but also intensified scrutiny of the FIA's decision-making processes. McLaren's subsequent right of review over this penalty was rejected, highlighting the stringent enforcement of regulations by the FIA. Despite the setback, Lando Norris showcased remarkable resilience, clawing his way back into contention. Starting from the back after his penalty, Norris mounted an impressive recovery, eventually crossing the line in position 10. To add a silver lining, he snagged the fastest lap of the race, earning an additional point that proved critical for McLaren's Constructors Championship campaign. Reflecting on the incident, Norris expressed uncertainty about the circumstances leading to his penalty. Speaking to Sky Sports, he said, "Honestly, I don't know what I've done wrong at the minute under the yellow. I'm not an idiot. If I knew there was a yellow, I would have slowed down. I don't know if I missed it or just been dumb." Despite his confusion, Norris acknowledged the fairness of the penalty, stating, "The rule is, if you don't slow down in the yellow, that's a penalty. So it's a fair penalty. Of course, it's an opportunity missed. That's quite obvious," he said with a tone of frustration. Despite the disappointment, he was quick to acknowledge McLaren's efforts. "The team gave me a great car today, so I'm thankful for the team," he added, before turning the spotlight on himself. "Disappointed that I couldn't have done a worse job than I did today and not give them the points they deserved. I've made the job of the team much harder than it needs to be. The team are doing a great job, but I've let them down." The aftermath of the incident, stewards handed Norris 3 penalty points on his licence, the first he's received in the current 12-month period. Their ruling was unambiguous. The telemetry and onboard audio clearly showed that the driver of car 4, Norris, did not make any reduction in speed in the yellow sector, they stated. The evidence pointed to Norris ignoring double-waved yellow flags and lights that were clearly visible to him. The stewards underscored the gravity of the situation, emphasizing that compliance with yellow flag rules is not just a regulation but a cornerstone of race safety. They noted, "This requirement is clearly noted in the first item of the race director's event notes at every event." Oscar Piastri, who secured a commendable third-place finish behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, expressed uncertainty regarding his teammate Lando Norris's penalty. In a post-race interview, Piastri remarked, "Not sure what Lando's penalty was for, but obviously quite a big one." He acknowledged the significance of the penalty and looked ahead to the season finale, stating, "It's going to be an exciting end to the year. Hopefully we can be strong, but it's going to take everything we've got to seal the deal." Voices of frustration roared across social media, where fans and commentators didn't hold back. The delayed safety car became a rallying point for accusations of negligence, with some posts calling the FIA's leadership into question. "Nobody at the helm of the FIA," read one particularly biting comment, echoing the growing sentiment that the organisation had failed in its primary duty to ensure the driver's safety. The fallout was a stark reminder of how quickly decisions, or the lack thereof, can shift the narrative of a race. The Qatar Grand Prix delivered an adrenaline-fueled spectacle, kicking off with a chaotic 3-car collision that immediately called the safety car into action. But the true drama unfolded mid-race, with punctures, penalties, and unpredictable strategies stealing the spotlight. Yet, amid the high-stakes excitement, a troubling issue overshadowed the event: the FIA's sluggish response to on-track debris. The delay in clearing debris didn't just throw off the rhythm of the race, it put drivers in harm's way. For a sport where every millisecond counts, this lapse raised serious questions about the governing body's ability to prioritise safety in the heat of competition. What could have been a flawless showcase of driver skill and strategy was marred by preventable risks and disrupted momentum. For Norris and McLaren, the focus now shifts to damage control. With every point carrying immense weight in their battle against Ferrari, there's no room for further missteps. Yet, as the Qatar GP demonstrated, luck often has its own agenda in Formula One, and overcoming adversity requires not just skill, but resilience and adaptability. Do you think the FIA's decisions during the Qatar GP were fair, or is it time for a major overhaul in how penalties and safety measures are handled in Formula One? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.